Greetings, friends. Have you ever heard of Theodosius II? Allow me to introduce myself, the man behind the name. I am Theodosius II, the Roman emperor who ruled during the tumultuous 5th century AD, a time fraught with political and military challenges. Born on April 10, 401 AD, in the magnificent city of Constantinople, my life was destined for greatness, or so I was told. From the very beginning, my life was steeped in the splendor of the imperial court. My father, Emperor Arcadius, was a formidable figure, and my mother, Licinia Eudoxia, was equally impressive. Despite the grandeur surrounding me, my early years were marked by a sense of isolation. I was a gentle, scholarly child, often lost in books and thoughts, far removed from the harsh realities of ruling an empire. Education was a cornerstone of my upbringing. Tutors from across the empire were summoned to teach me everything from philosophy to warfare. My father insisted on a rigorous curriculum, hoping to mold me into a ruler worthy of the Roman Empire. But as I grew, it became evident that I was more suited to the scholarly pursuits than the brutal demands of leadership. One of the most influential figures in my early life was my sister, Pulcheria. In 414, she assumed the title of Augusta and became my regent. Her strength and wisdom guided me through the early years of my reign, and she was a constant source of support. Pulcheria's devotion to our family and the empire was unwavering, and she played a crucial role in shaping my character. My childhood was not without its moments of joy. I fondly remember the serene gardens of our palace, where I would lose myself in the beauty of nature. These gardens were my sanctuary, a place where I could escape the pressures of the court and find solace in the simple pleasures of life. It was in these moments of tranquility that I began to dream of a better world, one where knowledge and compassion could lead the way. Yet, as I looked ahead, I could see the storm clouds gathering. The Roman Empire was vast and complex, with enemies lurking at every corner. Managing such an expansive territory was a monumental challenge, one that I would soon have to face. But for now, I was content to bask in the warmth of my childhood, unaware of the trials that awaited me. As I conclude this part of my story, I leave you with a teaser for the next chapter. The day would soon come when I would ascend to the throne, a moment that would change my life forever. My journey was only beginning, and the path ahead was fraught with danger and intrigue. Stay tuned, dear friends, as I reveal the twists and turns of my ascent to power. My friends, the day of destiny arrived far sooner than I was prepared for. In 408 AD, the empire was thrust into turmoil with the sudden death of my father, Emperor Arcadius. At just 7 years old, the weight of the Roman Empire fell upon my young shoulders. I was proclaimed the sole ruler of the East, a daunting responsibility for one so young and untested. The early years of my reign were a blur of confusion and chaos. Fortunately, the capable Anthemius, the Praetorian prefect of the East, stepped in as regent. His wisdom and experience were invaluable, guiding the empire through the initial stormy seas. Anthemius fortified Constantinople with an impregnable wall, a testament to his foresight and dedication. Yet, even as he secured the city, I felt the heavy mantle of leadership pressing down on me. My sister, Pulcheria, assumed the title of Augusta and took on the role of regent in 414. Pulcheria's influence was profound. She was a tower of strength and determination. Under her guidance, I began to understand the intricacies of governance and the delicate balance required to maintain power. She was my rock, and her unwavering support was a beacon in the often murky waters of imperial politics. Despite the pressures, there were moments of light and joy. One such moment was the birth of my beloved daughter, Licinia Eudoxia. She was the joy of her father's eye, a bright spark in my life amidst the constant demands of ruling an empire. Her laughter filled the halls of the palace, bringing a sense of normalcy and happiness that was often hard to find. Yet, the challenges were relentless. The empire was vast, and its borders were under constant threat from external enemies. The Vandals in Africa, the Persians in the east, and the ever-looming Huns all posed significant threats. Managing these threats required not only military might but also diplomatic finesse. I often found myself torn between the need for decisive action and the desire for peace. One of the most harrowing moments during this period was the Vandal invasion of Roman Africa in 429. Despite our best efforts, the campaigns against the Vandals ended in failure. It was a bitter pill to swallow, and the loss weighed heavily on me. The pressure was immense, and the constant fear of failure gnawed at my confidence. But even in these dark times, there were glimmers of hope. My reign saw the founding of the University of Constantinople in 425, a beacon of knowledge and learning. Education and scholarship were dear to my heart, and the university stood as a testament to my belief in the power of knowledge to transform and uplift society. As we move forward, dear friends, I invite you to join me in exploring the intricacies of my reign. The years ahead would be filled with triumphs and tribulations, with moments of glory and despair. Stay tuned as I delve into the military campaigns, administrative reforms, and religious policies that would come to define my rule. The story of my reign is just beginning, and the path ahead is as unpredictable as the fates themselves. Friends, welcome back to my tale. As I continued to grow into my role as emperor, the realities of ruling one of the greatest empires in history became increasingly apparent. My reign, stretching from 408 to 450 AD, was marked by significant military, administrative, and religious challenges. The early years were dominated by my regent, Anthemius, and later my sister Pulcheria, but as I matured, I began to take a more active role in governance. My advisors were crucial, yet it became clear that I could not simply rely on them forever. I had to prove my worth and steer the empire through the turbulent waters that lay ahead. One of the most pressing concerns was the persistent threat from external enemies. The Vandals had already shown their strength, and now the Huns, under their formidable leader Attila, loomed ominously over our borders. In 422, my generals managed to repel a Persian invasion, a significant victory that bolstered the empire's morale. Yet, the Huns proved to be a more insidious threat. Despite my efforts to appease Attila with tributes and diplomacy, the Huns invaded the Danubian provinces in 441 to 443 and again in 447. These invasions were devastating, and my policy of appeasement was criticized by many. Amid these military campaigns, my daughter, Licinia Eudoxia, continued to be a source of immense pride and joy. She was intelligent, compassionate, and deeply beloved by the people. Her marriage to the Western Roman Emperor, Valentinian III, in 437, was a political alliance that brought hope for greater unity between the Eastern and Western empires. On the administrative front, my reign saw significant developments. In 425, the University of Constantinople was founded, symbolizing my commitment to education and the pursuit of knowledge. I believed that a well-educated populace was essential for the empire's stability and prosperity. The university became a center for learning, attracting scholars from across the known world. Another notable achievement was the compilation of the Theodosian Code in 438. This legal codex aimed to streamline and consolidate the vast body of laws that had accumulated over the centuries. It was a monumental task, but I believed it was necessary to ensure justice and order within the empire. The Theodosian Code would later serve as a foundation for many European legal systems, a testament to its enduring influence. Religiously, my reign was marked by significant controversies and debates. One of the most notable was the Nestorian controversy. Nestorius, whom I appointed as Patriarch of Constantinople in 428, proposed a theological doctrine that was deemed heretical by many. This led to the Council of Ephesus in 431, where Nestorius was deposed. The theological debates were fierce, and they highlighted the deep divisions within the Christian community. Despite the turmoil, I remained committed to preserving the unity of the Church and the Empire. Yet, my reign was not without personal struggles. The constant threats, both internal and external, weighed heavily on me. The responsibilities of ruling an empire often felt overwhelming, and I frequently found solace in the quiet corners of the palace, reflecting on the complexities of power and leadership. As we move forward in this tale, I invite you to join me in exploring the final chapters of my life. The years ahead would bring both triumph and tragedy, moments of profound significance, and ultimately, my death. The legacy I left behind would be debated for centuries, and my impact on the Roman Empire would be profound. Stay with me, dear friends, as we delve into the climax of my story, where the events that shaped my reign come to a head. The end is near, but the journey is far from over. As the years passed, the weight of the crown only grew heavier. The unrelenting pressures of governance, the never-ending threats from our enemies, and the internal strife within the empire took their toll on me. Yet, through it all, I remained steadfast in my duty to Rome. Little did I know that my end was drawing near, and it would come in a most unexpected way. It was the summer of 450 AD, a particularly hot and humid season in Constantinople. Despite the oppressive heat, I often found solace in hunting, a pastime that allowed me to escape the constant demands of ruling. One fateful day, I set out with a few trusted companions, eager to enjoy the thrill of the hunt. The forests near the capital were lush and dense, a perfect setting for our expedition. As we ventured deeper into the woods, the excitement of the chase invigorated me. For a brief moment, I felt the burdens of the empire lift, replaced by the simple joys of nature and camaraderie. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. In the midst of the hunt, I suffered a terrible accident. My horse, startled by a sudden noise, reared up and threw me to the ground. The impact was severe, and I was gravely injured. My companions rushed to my side, their faces pale with worry, but it was clear that my injuries were beyond their ability to heal. As I lay there, the pain coursing through my body, my thoughts turned to my family and my empire. My beloved daughter, Licinia Eudoxia, and my steadfast sister, Pulcheria, were ever present in my mind. The realization that I would not see them again, that I would not have the chance to guide and protect them, filled me with sorrow. In those final moments, I reflected on my reign. I thought of the walls of Constantinople, standing strong against our enemies, and the university, a beacon of knowledge and hope. I remembered the victories and the defeats, the triumphs and the failures. Despite the many challenges, I took solace in the fact that I had given my all for the empire. My death was a solemn event. On July 28, 450 AD, I passed away from the injury sustained in the hunting accident. The news spread quickly throughout the empire, and the people mourned the loss of their emperor. My body was laid to rest with the honors befitting a ruler, and the city of Constantinople fell into a deep state of mourning. Pulcheria, ever the pillar of strength, took charge of the situation. She ensured that my legacy would be preserved and that the transition of power would be smooth. Her wisdom and determination were crucial in those dark days, and she continued to serve the empire with the same dedication she had shown throughout my life. As we move into the next part of my story, I invite you to explore the legacy I left behind. The impact of my reign would be felt for generations to come, influencing the course of history in ways both profound and subtle. Join me as we delve into the legacy of Theodosius II, a legacy shaped by triumphs, trials, and the indomitable spirit of the Roman Empire. Stay tuned, for the tale is far from over. The legacy of an emperor lives on in the hearts and minds of those who follow, and my story is no exception. As the echoes of my death reverberated through the empire, the true measure of my legacy began to take shape. The legacy of an emperor is not merely in the battles fought or the laws enacted, but in the enduring impact left on the hearts and minds of the people. My reign, with all its triumphs and tribulations, left an indelible mark on the Roman Empire. One of the most enduring aspects of my legacy was the Theodosian Code, the legal codex that sought to consolidate and systematize centuries of Roman law. Published in 438 AD, this monumental work was not just a compilation of laws, but a reflection of my commitment to justice and order. The Theodosian Code influenced legal systems for centuries, serving as a foundation for medieval European law and even shaping modern legal thought. It was a testament to my belief that law and order were the bedrock of a stable society. The University of Constantinople, founded in 425 AD, was another cornerstone of my legacy. As an emperor who valued education and intellectual pursuit, the university embodied my vision of a society enriched by knowledge and learning. It became a beacon for scholars and students from across the empire, fostering a culture of intellectual rigor and scholarly excellence. The seeds of knowledge sown during my reign would blossom for generations, contributing to the rich tapestry of human understanding. The walls of Constantinople, erected under the guidance of Anthemius, stood as a symbol of strength and resilience. These fortifications protected the city from numerous sieges and invasions, allowing Constantinople to flourish as a center of culture, commerce, and power. The impregnable walls were a testament to our collective resolve to defend the empire against external threats. My religious policies, though controversial at times, were also a significant part of my legacy. The theological debates, particularly the Nestorian controversy, highlighted the deep divisions within the Christian community. Despite the conflicts, my reign was marked by a commitment to preserving the unity of the Church and the Empire. The Council of Ephesus in 431 AD, which deposed Nestorius, was a pivotal moment in the history of Christianity, shaping theological discourse for centuries. On a personal note, my beloved daughter, Licinia Eudoxia, played a crucial role in the continuation of my legacy. Her marriage to Valentinian III strengthened the ties between the Eastern and Western Roman empires, fostering a sense of unity in a time of division. Her intelligence, grace, and diplomatic acumen were a reflection of the values I held dear and a continuation of the legacy I sought to build. As we conclude this chapter of my story, I invite you to reflect on the complexities of legacy. Theodosius II was not just an emperor but a man shaped by the trials and triumphs of his time. My legacy is woven into the fabric of history, a testament to the enduring spirit of Rome. Stay with me, dear friends, as we journey into the final part of my tale. We will explore the lasting impact of my reign and delve into the world of experimental travel, ancient coin collecting, and the enduring philosophy of the Renaissance spirit. The story of Theodosius II may be nearing its end, but the journey of discovery continues. As we bring this journey to a close, I hope my tale has given you a glimpse into the life and reign of Theodosius II. My story is but a chapter in the grand saga of the Roman Empire, a saga that continues to captivate and inspire. The places and relics of my time still hold the echoes of history, inviting you to explore and connect with the past. If you ever find yourself in Istanbul, the modern-day Constantinople, be sure to visit the ancient walls that once protected our great city. These fortifications, a testament to Roman engineering and resilience, offer a tangible connection to the past. The ruins of the University of Constantinople, though faded by time, still whisper the tales of scholars and students who once walked its halls. For those with a passion for history, ancient coin collecting offers a unique window into the past. Coins from my reign, adorned with my likeness and the symbols of our time, are precious artifacts that tell the story of an era. Each coin is a piece of history you can hold in your hand, a tangible connection to the legacy of Theodosius II. And now, dear friends, a word about our channel. Thank you for watching. Our channel, known as the Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice, and other topics of liberal arts and sciences, including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast to the modern world. Topics perfect for the true modern polymath. The Renaissance ushered in a golden age and the pursuit of knowledge both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason. Embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity and our shared history opens up the world to each of us, individually, and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit is more than just a philosophy or style, it is a way of living, learning, growing, and thinking. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. If you're looking to explore and experience what life has to offer, I'm sure you'll enjoy the other videos on my channel. Please peruse, and let me know in the comments what you get out of them and what other videos you'd like to see. But first, please take the quiz next to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Live the Renaissance spirit! Thank you, dear friends, for joining me on this journey. The story of Theodosius II may have come to an end, but the pursuit of knowledge and understanding continues. Together, let us embrace the spirit of the Renaissance and strive to create a better, more enlightened world.